Hi, and welcome to our spooky episode of Hawk Talk this week. I'm Coulter Hickok.
I'm Kenzi Grubbs.
And today we have a brand new guest on Hawk Talk, so introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what do you do here at DSU.
My name is Kenzi Reed. I'm from Farson, Wyoming. I play basketball here and I study business.
All right. So you're a transfer student. So also from Wyoming, the better state.
Debatable.
But tell us about your journey to Dickinson and like how you got recruited.
So I actually went to a school in Wyoming. It was a JUCO, Western Wyoming Community College, and it was in probably April, and I just got a call from actually Coach Lewis and Coach Rayback, which were the old coaches from Dickinson, and they just said, like, how's the recruiting process going for you? Are you looking to go to a school? And just when that happened, I was kind of like, I really didn't have anywhere, and so they kind of brought me in. I didn't get to go on a visit, though, just because it was so late in the year, and everything was already ending, so I just committed, and I was hoping for the best, and I loved it, so it was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
Perfect. So we're getting to this type of year where the hawk weather starts to come around, and before the interview we were talking about what exactly hawk weather is. So I want to ask you, as a basketball player who plays in Scott Gym, how do you guys experience hawk weather?
So, I mean, the good old hawk weather, the coldness, yeah, we're used to it, so that's like the good thing. Wherever we go play, it's always cold usually, and in conference time, it's always cold. The only good time that we didn't get the great hawk weather was when we flew to Washington, which was really fun. But, I mean, I think we've just adapted into the environment of it, and so it's just like, oh yeah, it's going to be cold today. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Good old North Dakota.
Yeah.
So, do you have any like pregame traditions that you do?
Yes, so I have to listen to music, and I start with like more like calm music in my headphones, like as I'm listening to like my calm music. Then when we go out on the court, I like listen to like hard rap music, and that's just kind of like pumps me up. And then I never wear my jersey underneath my warm-up, which is just like I'm superstitious about. I don't know why. And then when we go down for our like 8-minute break or whatever, like before the game starts, I'll like put it on and then I'll pray. So like that's kind of like my thing. But, yeah.
How has preseason been for you guys so far?
The only thing is like it's just been a hard year, as like with COVID, like with games and everything, that we haven't really been able to play yet. So it's one of those things where it's like it's a long preseason, but honestly, it's been fine. I feel like it's just going to make us better. Like, we get more practice time, we get more time playing against each other and playing with each other to, like, understand who we are and, like, what our roles are. So, yeah.
Would you say that's, like, what have your, like, main focuses been in this preseason?
I think one of our main focuses been is we took last year into consideration as one of the things that, like, we want to be better. Like, we want to develop more and grow more from like where we were last year, and we had a lot of people come in that were great talents, and they have great skills, so we knew like if we like brought it together, it was going to be really good. So that's kind of been our focus, and to always just go hard and stuff like that.
Nice.
All right, highly controversial question coming up. We were talking a little bit beforehand, but I want to ask you again, what is the greatest basketball movie of all time?
So I'm going to say that it's probably Glory Road. That's probably my favorite. There's a lot of good ones, but Glory Road's my favorite. And I mean, if this was an option, The Last Dance would be my top pick, but that's not really a movie, but.
I mean, it's a documentary.
Yeah, so The Last Dance is the best. I love Michael Jordan, and that's the best for me probably then. But yeah.
Kenzi, what's your favorite? I know you are really proud of your answer for this one.
Big fan of Semi-Pro.
Because you had to ask me what the main character's name was, and do you remember what his name is?
Nope.
Jackie Moon.
I did actually remember. We were trying to talk about it last night, and I was like, they're the tropics, and when did you say Tropic Thunder or something like that?
Well, yeah, I was like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I was like, no.
The Flint, Michigan Tropics.
Yep.
Good movie. That's
good movie.
That's a good movie. I guess mine is probably Glory Road or Coach Carter.
Coach Carter's a good one.
Samuel L. Jackson, good actor. Big fan.
Those are good movies, yeah.
So, talking about basketball, and we've asked this question a few times for people who have been here for a while, but I want to ask you, can you give your best Coach Nelson impression?
Yes. And it's really simple, and it's, does that make sense? does that make sense? And that's what he says. And does that make sense?
Is that after every time he explains something?
Yes.
Or is that just like after you guys are breaking the huddle or whatever?
No, it's like one of those things where like there'll be a question asked or he's trying to explain something and he ends the statement with, does that make sense?
Okay.
And that's
I guess that makes
simple
sense.
Coach Nelson.
I guess that makes sense.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So you guys were supposed to have a game against Montana Tech, which was postponed.
Yes.
Is there talk about like rescheduling that game that you know of yet?
So, yes, there is talk. We were hoping to get it rescheduled for Tuesday, yesterday, but as of right now, it's still kind of up in the air, but they're thinking about moving it to November, so it's going to be rescheduled. It's just a matter of when it's going to be rescheduled. So,
Gotcha.
All right.
kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
but-
that is a bummer.
Now, are you guys going to have to go to Butte? I know you guys are already scheduled to go to Butte later in the season, but they're going to have to come here. Or do you know that plan?
They were trying to get it, so we were going to have like somewhere else, pretty much, is where it was going to be somewhere else. But I think Coach Nelson and Coach Freilich are trying to get it, so it's here. We get a home game because we're kind of limited on our home games right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could go to Billings and play at the Metro
Oh, yeah.
because Montana is the best state, I have to say.
Oh, we go to Wyoming.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
I don't know where, but
That is-
Kind of 2 against 1, I don't think.
Yeah. So, looking forward to next week. You guys are going to Jamestown. Are you guys looking at anything specific that their team does?
So Jamestown is always a good team. So they're always going to be a team that's good and tall. All teams are going to have a height advantage against us, but we have more of a speed push against other teams. So that's cool. But last year we had a really good game against Jamestown. They have good players that are coming back. So honestly, another thing is film this year is really hard to find because no teams are really playing. But I mean,
Yeah.
we're kind of, as it gets closer, we'll start doing our scouting a lot today and the rest of the week. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay, more serious question. If you could tell your freshman self one thing, what would it be?
Honestly, it's pretty simple, and that's to give 100% every day at everything you do. I'm a senior, and it's going by so fast as it already is almost coming to an end. And if I could just start over, I would give 100% and always work hard outside of practice, on just every aspect of it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, and since it's your first time on Hawk Talk, we ask this question the most amount of times, but I want to ask you, what does DSU mean to you?
DSU has been awesome. I think that it's a great school, and it's another just like home, you know? I'm from a small town in Wyoming, the best state, but but it's just kind of like Wyoming. It's a similar environment, and it's welcoming. People are good here. The connections I've made with people in this school have been awesome. I'll have friends for life, coaches, amazing people, and yeah, it just means a lot to me, and I'll always remember this place. So
Awesome.
Awesome. I guess one more question at you, but since this is our Halloween episode, what are you going for as Halloween?
So, hopefully, my teammates and I are gonna go as the imposters from Among Us, which is the new game that's out in the open. I don't know if you guys know it. If you played it before, it's
I
really fun.
have definitely played it. Kenzi and Ari are also in a group chat.
Yes.
You are? Yeah. So I'll be the cyan one, the light blue one, hopefully, and there's a whole bunch of my teammates. We all have our own colors and stuff. So.
Nice.
Perfect. Well, if you really want to be blue, I mean, we do have a brand new shirt for you. It's I Flew on Hawk Talk. So thank you very much,
Perfect.
Kenzi, for coming on. Yeah, I
Thank
forgot there's two
you.
Kenzis on here.
Yes.
That's weird.
It is weird.
2 Kenzis, both from Wyoming.
Yep, better save.
I guess I'm surrounded. All right, we'll be right back with another guest right after this.
Here come your Bulldogs. Steps into the throw, in the wind, down to the goal line, and caught! Touchdown, Blue Hawks!
And we're back with another guest. So introduce yourself, say who you are, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
Javonte, Smokey, and Oliphant. I'm from Trinity, Texas, and I play football and run track, and I am an exercise science major.
You run track now?
I do jumps.
Oh, okay. I guess I
He
didn't know
did
that.
last year.
I forgot.
Oh.
That's on me. I'm sorry, Smoke.
All right.
So, like you said, you're from Texas, but how did you end up here at Dickinson?
My high school running back came here, and that's how they found out who I was. And I mean, it's one of the best decisions I ever made, so I don't regret it.
Even the cold?
The cold's kind of tough, but it's all right. I can deal with it.
Okay.
Do you like playing in hawk weather?
It makes me feel tough every time.
So, I mean, talking about being tough, I mean, we got the guy who was the defensive player for the week for the North Star.
He's just.
I feel like I just got lucky. Made a couple plays, and
Yeah.
they picked me for the week.
We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the interview, but I want to ask you, do you have any like pregame traditions that you do right before the games?
I just go to the 21-yard line and pray. But besides that, that's it.
No music, no nothing?
It kind of varies.
Okay.
I listen to all types of music before the game. It depends on the mood of the week, though. For sure.
All right. So we did just mention it, but over your last 4 years here, you guys have played in some pretty cold games. There's been some nasty weather out there. So talk about how you feel playing in hawk weather besides tough. I mean,
It's a different experience. Coming from Texas, I never played in anything less than 45 degrees.
Yeah.
So this was definitely a game changer whenever we played this weekend and in previous games that were tough.
So here at Hawk Talk, we ask some fun questions. So I want to ask you. I kind of thought of this question. Kenzi had no idea what a DB was. So I want to ask you, as a DB, if you could pick any wide receiver in the NFL, who would you go one-on-one against?
One-on-one, Javonte Adams probably, because his route running is nice.
Who's winning that one-on-one?
I gotta say me.
Yeah.
I gotta say me.
I mean, especially, it kind of reminded me of this pick you had in the Waldorf game. Did you happen to keep that ball from this interception that you caught?
Hey,
You don't have to say an answer. You don't have to say an answer. You're not at liberty to discuss if you don't want to. I'm just curious.
It may or may not be.
okay, so another fun question. Give your, excuse me, give your
right?
best impression of Coach Stanton.
Like impression?
Yeah, because he's your
Okay,
position coach, but we want to know, like, give us your best impression of Coach Stanton.
He probably won't watch this.
We gotta practice better. We can't come out here and go through the motions. He tells us that every week.
100%. That's a good Coach Stanton. I mean, there's a word that he says like 3 times in a row, but we're not allowed to say it on Hawk Talk.
Yeah.
That was a good Coach Stanton, I have to say.
That's the first one I thought of.
That was a really good Coach Stanton. What'd you think of it?
It was good.
Can you do your best Coach Stanton?
No. Coach Stanton never yells at me. It's mostly just, hey, Kenzie, how's it going?
Well, so far, the one from Coach Stanton was like, Coulter, is the film up yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot. And I was
He's
like,
definitely gonna do it today too.
Yeah.
100%. He'll walk in the coach's office and be like, Coulter's the film up yet? It's like, no, Coach, it's not. And he's like, all right, get it up then.
Get it up.
That was a really good Coach Stanton, I have to say. So, you're the defensive player of the North Star. So, how does it feel finally getting looked at, getting the recognition from the North Star after the 4 years that you've been here?
It feels good, but I mean, it took long enough for me to make some plays
Yeah.
to make them notice. But I mean, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah?
No? All right, along with that, how does it feel being the only 7-0 team in the nation?
That's crazy. That is, I don't know what to say about that, because it's kind of weird being the only team like that is for like, and having so many people playing, especially like the NFL and all the FBS and FCS schools playing.
No, it is crazy.
I mean, in all the years I played football, I've never been on a team that's been undefeated so far.
Yeah. I've never played football.
I mean, I don't play anymore. I'm the student assistant / film guy, but it feels great just to be a part of the team that Smoke is playing on, and I just get to film it every day and be there,
Heck yeah.
be a part of it.
It's so important. All right, and also in the last 4 years here, give us your favorite memory.
Probably winning that first conference championship. That was different. To win it like we did, and to win it with somebody I grew up next to, that was real fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, predicted to win our 6th this year. I mean, how does that feel?
Oh, 6 feet. That's what's supposed to happen. So
Yeah.
I'm not too caught up on it, but I feel like it's expected of us.
Yeah, as it should be. Is there any advice, like a piece of advice you'd give to the redshirts now or coming in next year? Like, what advice do you have for them?
Just focus on your craft, because your time will come. Some people's time comes a lot faster, but when your time gets here, you got to make sure you're ready.
I like that.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known that.
Me too.
And so this is your first time on Hawk Talk, so I want to ask you, this is the staple question of Hawk Talk. So what does DSU mean to you?
DSU is a second home. I mean, I did a lot of growing up here in every aspect of life. I mean, when I moved up here, it was the first time I lived by myself, and I got an apartment by myself. I just did a lot of growing as a person up here. So this is just a home away from home for me.
I feel that 100%. I mean, you and I lived in the same pod when we first were freshmen.
Oh yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
That was so fun.
I remember we were the noisy floor. Fifth floor by far was the best in DeLong.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
The gaming corner, the party corner.
100%. Well, Smoke, I want to thank you for coming on. I mean, I'm surprised you said yes to coming on Hawk Talk. I mean, you're kind of a humble guy. So I just want to thank you for coming on and talking about all this stuff.
Thank
So,
you for having me.
as our token of appreciation for you, we have this nice shirt that says "I flew on Hawk Talk." Now, this is a select club that only a few people have this shirt. So, I'm giving this to you.
Oh yeah, going in with my life. Ain't nobody getting this.
Thank you very much, Smoke, for coming on.
Thank
Oh, yeah,
you.
appreciate it.
And Kenzi and I will be right back for the recap right after this. Ooh, we're scary. We're just heads. Welcome back for the recap.
Coulter, what happened this week for football?
Well, for football, we are still 7-0. We're the only 7-0 team in the nation, according to College Reddit Football on Twitter. But
Yes.
this weekend, the Hawks played Waldorf, beating Waldorf 28-13. Drew Bodecker had 30 touchdown runs by himself.
I know,
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And then we also had Smoke. We talked to Smoke about football. He was the defensive player for the North Star this week.
Yeah. It's always good to have a Hawk recognized.
Always.
We've had it a lot this year.
Always good to
Finally.
have a Hawk recognized.
They deserve it.
So then this Saturday, the Hawks are going to go down to Mayville, and they're going to play the Vikings at 2 o'clock.
Heck yeah.
I'm still laughing that we're just heads right
I
now.
know, it's good. All right, so for cross country, they went and competed at their last conference meet, or in the conference at Mount Marty, and the men ended up finishing 8th, and the women finished 7th overall, which is pretty good because that's a huge meet. And there's a lot of not NAIA schools there.
Right?
So it's good for them that they finished that overall. And Piper Perez, she was recognized as runner of the week, which is really exciting. And the Hawks are going into conference this Saturday on November 7th, so that's exciting.
Hawks are up, baby.
Heck yeah.
And then we had basketball. Montana Tech came to Dickinson playing Scott Gym. Got the snot kicked out of them a little bit. They lost 82-59, am I right?
The Hawks won.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
they
what I was
kicked the
talking
snot
about.
out of them. Yeah.
That's what I think I meant.
Sorry, yep. Okay, just clarifying,
That's
Hawks
what
won.
Hawks won 82-59. And we also had Trey Ladke. He was the player of the week for the Blue Hawks in the
Yeah.
North Star.
Hawks recognized all around. It's a good week to be Hawks.
Good week to be a Hawk. And then girls basketball.
Yes.
Their game got postponed against Montana Tech. So they're going to go into Jamestown on Monday the 2nd.
Yep, which is exciting.
Very exciting.
All right, everyone have a happy Halloween.
Have a happy Halloween. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at DSU Heritage Fund and on Instagram, DSU Foundation. Have a happy Halloween. And remember, Hawks are up.